Oh boy. Hey guys, this is Barak, the Lord of Shadows, and I'm here to deal with Volume 4 now. It's probably the most controversial volume, with a huge supply of haters, defenders, and people like I who are just okay with it. I don't hate Volume 4, I don't love it, I'm just okay with it, and I did enjoy a lot of the episodes. Also, because of YouTube being YouTube and Rooster Teeth being Rooster Teeth, I have decided not to use any video in this one. It's a glorified podcast anyway, so I'm just going to stick some image over representing the episode and just talk over it. So let's go. Number 12. A much needed talk is basically an episode of Volume 5, but okay. It's just a lot of talking and talking and talking and talking. This episode stagnates the series. In a volume where there's not enough time to cram all the plot into anyway, why waste an entire chapter to only exposition? I understand this was needed and all, but did they need to make it so boring? And did the story have to be so stupid? I do like that it's at least animated, unlike Volume 5, and one of my favorite scenes, Blake and Gyro's conversation, is in this episode. There's nothing wrong inherently with the episode. The exposition is needed, it's animated, and Blake's only good scene is in this. I don't even mind the cliffhanger on Blake's side, as it's really what's done with it that pisses me off. This episode is fine, this volume is fine, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Number 11. Menagerie is one of the many Blake is a moron episodes. Blake is horrible, I hate her, and this episode exemplifies that well. But why is this above a much needed talk? Simply that this episode has some plot, for the most part. And there's more of Gyro and Carly, who are very likable. This episode isn't good or bad, it's just mediocre. 4. Sure, the Super Miles Prowers brothers are boring and never do anything of note in any chapter, and Blake is a total idiot going to the White Fang if she's trying to avoid them, but Gyro is a real likable guy who shares my sentiments towards Sun, and Carly is just a fun character. The episode's just okay. Number 10. Of Runaways and Stowaways is another just okay episode. On a technical level, it's probably amongst the worst of the volume, being a giant waste of time with a very badly animated fight scene and water that continues onwards to the endless void. Not to mention the ungodly distracting coattail clippings with Blake's double C ass. There's also more stupid Blake, but the episode has some good things. I like the ship captain, and I don't mind Sun in this episode. But the main thing that I love is the Grim Serpent himself. I think this guy is amazing, because he reminds me of Manda, one of the kaiju I personally consider amongst the most underrated. It's also one of the only Grim who seems to be a viable threat, seeing as if it was fought without the canon, it'd be a giant fuck you to the characters. There's also a legitimate, nice, slow, and calm scene of Yang's melancholy that I honestly really like. Sure, I think the transparent TV is stupid, but hey, I actually like Taeyang at this point, so yay. How would you watch porn on that TV anyway? Number 9. Meh. So meh. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back features things like Taeyang's bullshit advice. Aside from Yang being predictable, that's pretty obvious to us as viewers, this is a semblance thing that's bullshit. It also features Taeyang high-fiving a tree, Whitley being completely annoying, Wise somehow being able to summon the night out of nowhere despite only practicing once before, Blake and Sun vs. Ilya, aka the worst thing ever apart from Volume 5, Ilya's scroll materializing out of nothing, Sun not knowing how to do a full Nelson, Ilya turned into a Sonic OC, and the Team Rangers split up that goes nowhere really. The episode is dumb, stupid, and makes no sense, but it has necessary plot stuffs in it. Number 8. Disappointment for the win! No Safe Haven is meh, and is higher than it has any right to be. No Safe Haven features an awful final battle, a Grim that is way overrated when you realize that immediately after Ren decides to grow a pair, the Grim goes down like it's a fucking Beowulf, and a completely unsatisfying ending. By the way, this is basically the Volume 3 finale again. So, it's the Force Awakens of RWBY. But, at least the Force Awakens was enjoyable. This episode sucks. Meh. Number 7. What the fuck is Taking Control? Oh, it's episode 11, my bad. This episode is neat. Has some villain stuff, that's always nice to get. Has Weiss escaping, and has Sun doing something useful for once. And has the hilarious Nakavali reveal. I mean, look, this guy is fucking hilarious. Just look at him, he looks like he's high on drugs. But the reason this is so high is that it simply has a lot of stuff going on. The plot moves and flows in this episode, it fucking goes somewhere. I don't even mind Yang preparing to go, because it's the stuff that happened in the episodes prior that made that bad. It's just a decent episode. Number 6. The next step is okay. Halfway through and it's still just decent. The episode is consistently good, minus the Nightcrawler teleportation and the fight scene. It's just good, leave it alone. Number 5. Remembrance is good. I like it. There's some nice, funny character interactions, a good Y scene because Weiss is always good, actual blood, and just some nice darkness to it. I also love hating Jaquez, Jackals, but I do like Klein. I also like the John training scene, even if I have no idea why Pyrrha recorded that. What I don't like is RWBY dreaming up things she never heard of, and that never being explained. It's like a plot point they created and then just pissed on. But I do love the detail of animating Pyrrha in Poser, even if that was just probably to save time and money making a Maya Pyrrha model. Number 4. Tipping Point is good because RWBY gets her ass kicked at last. Tipping Point is good. Tyrion is good. RWBY gets her ass handed to her royally, and that is good. That all makes it good. But these guys are idiots. I mean, they drop the map, they're constantly doing nothing. Also has Weiss singing This Life of Mine, which is my favorite song in the series. Even though she has no mic, they shouldn't be able to hear it. It should be like... Also, Ironwood is amazing, and his new design is fucking great. It also has an awesome ending with Crow, so yay. Yay, family, the episode in which Raven is actually good. I think the main reason this is good is because of the Ubleck-Port and Taiyang scene. Aside from the little joke Taiyang makes that Yang isn't angry over for some reason. As well as the Raven and Crow scene, of course. The episode is, however, massively hindered by Yang's spontaneous recovery, so... Number 2. Crow vs. Tyrion is amazing, and so is Punish. Enough said. Number 1. Koro Yuri is one of the best episodes in the series for many reasons. In such a short time, it manages to make you care about Lai, Lee, and Anne, and makes the death of Ren's family legitimately sad. The episode gives us very well-needed backstory for Ren and to a lesser extent Nora, and I think it's very, very sad that it took until the 10th episode of the 4th volume for these two characters to get their own episode. This episode is just a very nice, very calming, and then very saddening episode. It's very well written, and I think RWBY needs more episodes like this that aren't shit. It's one of the best episodes, period. Its only flaws? Voice acting. So that was my ranking of episodes from Volume 4. I am not looking forward to doing Volume 5. I'm not even sure if I'm going to do a review on Volume 5. If I see too many positive reviews, then yeah, I'm going to make a review, because I hate Volume 5. It is the worst volume. There's nothing happening. The Battle of Haven is played like the worst thing ever. It's basically, if every single episode was garbage from chapter 5 onwards, every episode is basically garbage. Like, chapter 10 was okay, chapter 12 was alright, and chapter 14 wasn't too bad. It's still terrible, but the volume overall was a shit of piece. So, bye!